Good afternoon. You are with live and continuous coverage on headlines today of the devastation caused by cyclone Hudhud in north coastal Andhra Pradesh and in southern Odisha. In fact, we have our reporters find out in all parts of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, bringing us minute by minute update of what's happening on the ground. The situation at the moment is that it has once again started raining in Visakhapatnam because the eye of the storm has actually crossed the Indian coast near Vizag, and now there will be heavy rainfall accompanied by wind speed which could go up to 170 kilometers per hour. So residents there in Visakhapatnam advised not to venture outdoors, especially anywhere near the sea. In fact, the police making efforts there to ensure that everyone is actually kept away from the Ramakrishna beach. 2 deaths have been reported both from Visakhapatnam and the power lines in fact have incurred a lot of damage, and it will take quite some time for power supply to be restored in many parts of Visakhapatnam district. Ratnika Sharma, my colleague who is there in Vizag, sent us this report from one of the busy areas of Vizag.
I'm standing here in one of the major marketplaces inside the city of Visakhapatnam, and cyclone Hudhud is literally wreaking havoc inside the city of Visakhapatnam. The city is falling apart like house of cards. As you can see, telephone poles, electric poles just falling. Trees have been uprooted, all the roads are blocked, corrugated tin roof is flying around like they're paper, and as you can see, a lot of glass also breaking out of buildings. People have been stranded in a lot of places. However, the collector of Visakhapatnam has advised people not to move out of their houses because the roads are blocked and the clearance will happen only after 6 p.m. So people, residents of Visakhapatnam and nearby areas are advised really not to move out of the house, because as you can see, a lot of destruction happening inside the city. Telephone poles are just falling, trees are falling, also vehicles also which are actually stationary on the road are just moving with the kind of force that the wind really, the kind of speed that the wind is blowing with. With camera person Manohar Reddy, Ratnika Sharma in Visakhapatnam for Headlines Today.
All preparations have been made in the districts to counter the effects of the cyclone and the heavy rainfall that will follow the cyclone. Also, as per the latest information received, 67,752 people have been evacuated in Gajpati, Ganjam, Koraput, Raigada, Malkangiri, Puri, Kendrapada and Khurda districts to 604 safe shelters. More evacuation is likely this morning. We are monitoring the situation and taking all precautions that are possible.
So far, the maximum sustained wind which has been reported is ranging between 170 to 180 km per hour, gusting up to 195 km per hour. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is being reported along the coast. And presently, since eye is crossing, there is not much of rainfall, but in an hour or so, the reverse wind flow will be experienced by the city, which will again have a very great damage potential.
We can now go across to my colleague Jaskira Singh Baba, who joins me from the IMD Center in New Delhi. Jaskira, the IMD can actually pat itself on the back for a fairly accurate prediction of what will really happen during cyclone Hudhud. Now, what is the latest update that you're getting from the Met Department?
Well, you have guessed just about right. Just a few moments back, we had the members of the IMD department. I'm actually sitting in the division which takes care of cyclones and predicts cyclones, and they were patting themselves on the back for actually accurately or almost accurately predicting cyclone Hudhud and exactly where it will make and when it will make the landfall. What I have over here is one of the screens, one of the dozens of screens over here in the cyclone division of the IMD over here in New Delhi, which is being very instrumental in predicting the movement of the cyclone, and apart from that, of course, the repercussions that this is going to have. speaking of repercussions, very importantly, the repercussions are going to include some very heavy rainfalls in the next couple of days in not just Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, but also in parts of Jharkhand, Bihar, Western Uttar Pradesh, as well as in West Bengal. And according to Dr. Mahapatra, who is in fact the head of the cyclone division over here at the IMD, information is being sent across to the chief secretaries of all these states who are in fact chief secretaries of all these states who are going to be in fact facing the heavy rainfall in the next 48 hours or so. Very importantly, the DG of the IMD had also said that airplanes who will be pressed into action for relief and rescue operations can only start flying maybe by tomorrow morning, because only that is going to be a safe time for them to start flying in the affected areas.
Right. That was the view from the ground that we were getting from Gopalpur in Odisha, a place that has not really faced the fury like it faced during Cyclone Phylline exactly on this date last year. But this time it is the north coastal districts of Visakhapatnam, Vizianagaram and Srikakulam which have been on the radar as far as cyclone Hudhud is concerned. Those are pictures which are coming to you from Visakhapatnam. So after this view from the ground, let's get a view from the sky on what this entire cyclone looks like. Let's cut across to my colleague Ankit Tyagi.
Thank you so much, Sudhir. In fact, live satellite imagery coming in from the Indian Meteorological Department's website, and this is a very important data that you can see on your screens. This is the observed forecast track of cyclone Hudhud. In fact, you can see at this point, this red thing that is going around, this is the place where the landfall took place, and now it is showing how the cyclone is just expanding, and with that, at least expectation that in next 4 to 6 hours the severity of this storm, of the cyclone would of course it would come down. It also shows how the intensity is decreasing as the area is expanding. Along with that, it also shows that how this is the area on which the rain and severe winds, about 170 to 195 kilometers per hour wind. This is a category 3 cyclone is going to affect. But good thing is from Visakhapatnam, now it's moving upwards. It is going towards Malkangiri, Jagdalpur in areas, also going towards Nagpur, areas of Maharashtra. That will be the area of impact as far as this is concerned. But when it goes up, in next 3 to 4 hours, the severity of the storm is expected to come down. Let me also show you another image of this is a satellite image of the cyclonic conditions. You can see how these clouds have been built up not only near the coastal Andhra Pradesh but also upwards towards North India. Let me also very quickly show you pictures that we are getting from Twitter. Remember, #Hudhud is trending on Twitter right now. People have been sending us a lot of pictures. This is another image of Puri beach. It's completely inundated. You can see how severe the winds are. There is a lot of rain water right onto the streets. This is another picture that has come from Google, and you can see the severity of the storm in this picture also. People have been posting pictures from the Met Department trying to convey as much information as they can. This is when it made landfall in Vizag. This is just how the severe the wind at that point of time was. Other pictures also. These are the numbers that have been given in the local language. The numbers reflected here. This is of one of the beach where Hudhud has in fact made landfall. Another very good satellite image which shows the severity of the cyclone. You can very clearly see these very heavy clouds that are there. Let me quickly also show you some devastation that this has caused. This is just Apollo Hospital, just opposite to the Apollo Hospital in Vizag. Trees have been fallen down, but the civic authorities, that's a good thing. It seems that this time some lessons have been learned from Cyclone Phylline and the authorities were ready. You can see that bulldozer trying to clear off the road and just so that the communication does not get disrupted. So, of course, many other pictures and information as far as Twitter is concerned and on the other websites. But the good news is the Met Department is also saying the worst is over, and in the next few hours the expectation is that the severity of the cyclone will come down.
The focus of cyclone Hudhud so far has been on north coastal Andhra Pradesh, the port city of Visakhapatnam, otherwise also known as the city of destiny, bearing the brunt of cyclone Hudhud. But the other state which is also suffers heavy rainfall is the 5 coastal districts of Odisha. In fact, my colleague Manogya Loiwal joining me from Gopalpur in Odisha. Manogya, what is the sense that you're getting from the locals there, because they have suffered cyclone Phylin last year? Do they want to come back home? Do they get the sense that perhaps the worst is over?
No, absolutely not. They do not feel that the worst is over. They've seen Phylin last year and they feel that it's yet to come, because the winds that the way have been, it's been blowing here, and also the fact that it has been raining incessantly since morning, and it is expected that it would continue to rain till late in the evening also. It's been very cloudy. There's been dark clouds all around, and perhaps that's the reason why people are very skeptical about their safety. One, and the second aspect is that even the administration feels that they would need certain time to clear off the roads, to use the power source and clear off the roads for which the NDRF teams were deployed. But the biggest challenge now is keeping the people indoor and in shelters.
Right.
Because we saw a lot of people gathering here at the sea beach, and some of them trying to be adventurous, because of which the police had to almost lathi charge in the area. The sea has been extremely windy, stormy, and of course very, I would say, disturbing today. And perhaps that's the reason why even the administration has been considering the fact to keep people away, not only from the sea beach, but also consider that they are indoors, because that's the biggest challenge. There is possibility that there will be damage to kacha houses, and that would be the biggest challenge for the administration.
Right. Right, Manogya, one of course can see from those visuals how much is the wind speed like. We have Jugal Purohit also joining me from Visakhapatnam. Jugal, the last we spoke, you said it has once again started to rain there in Visakhapatnam. Now, what's the sense that you get? Because the district officials saying that till 6 p.m. is actually some kind of a danger zone which they will have to watch out for.
Sudhir, to say that the rain has started perhaps is the biggest understatement that one can make. The storm in its intensity is for the first time in Visakhapatnam being felt and visible. I'm not sure if my mic can actually capture it for you, but there is tremendous amount of sound that is emanating out of the winds actually hitting every single building, every single door, every single inch. Window panes are cracking up. People are, at this point in time feeling extremely panicky right now because of the kind of, the atmosphere is such. This intensity, Sudhir, has not been witnessed before. I have been here since early this morning, but this intensity, as I said, has not been witnessed before. I am forced, in fact, to stand inside the room because the wind and the rain outside is just too much for any individual to actually stand and bear. Sudhir?
Right, Jugal, I see that you are inside someone's home. Perhaps, what are the residents there in Visakhapatnam? What are the residents there in Visakhapatnam telling you? Is there an element of fear and panic at the moment? Because, as you said, the heavy rainfall and the wind, the gushing wind, just doesn't seem to stop.
In fact, I'll just speak to one of the residents out here. इस तरह की बारिश हो रही है, इस तरह की जो हवाएं चल रही हैं,
Yes.
कैसा महसूस हो रहा है आप लोगों को?
बहुत दहशत का माहौल है. हमारे घर के ग्लासेस सब टूट गए हैं. बहुत परेशान हैं लोग, तो यहाँ से घर छोड़ के भाग जा रहे हैं. बहुत ही दहशत का माहौल है. बहुत है, परेशानी है हम लोग.
पहले कभी इतने साइक्लोन आते हैं, ऐसा माहौल देखा है आप लोगों ने?
आज तक कभी नहीं देखे हैं. ये पहली बार ऐसा माहौल देखे हम लोग.
आप बताइए, आप यहाँ के रहने वाले हैं, समुद्र तट के सामने रहते हैं, इस टाइप का माहौल कभी देखा है?
मैं पूरे जिंदगी में ऐसा माहौल कभी देखने को नहीं मिला. इतना एक जबरदस्त मंजर है कि वो मंजर एक आखिरी मौत का मंजर दिखाई जैसा है. हवाओं में कुछ एक अजीब तरीके के आवाजें आ रही हैं, और घर में जो हम लोग पूजा के जो फोटोज रखे, वो पूजा के फोटोज भी गिर जा रहे हैं, और ऐसा तोड़ फोड़ के आवाजें आ रही है. बाजू का घर का जो दीवार गिर गया, और आजू बाजू उनके चट्टान भी थे, वो भी गिर गए. और ऐसा दृश्य जिंदगी में मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूं.
Sudhir, the scene that we are witnessing out here is akin to a horror movie, if one can maybe put a comparison of sorts. One doesn't know where the force is coming from. Things are flying in the house, frames are crashing down, window panes are bursting.
Right.